Howdy friends, it's Neil here from Post to Post. Thanks for joining me today. The Rangers versus Carolina round 2. Let's get into it. Just a quick video for you. Going to give you my thoughts on the series, thoughts on a couple players from each team, and then obviously my prediction of what's going to happen and also what I want to happen. Let's start out with kind of comparing the two teams and talking a little bit about each player from each team. Not each player, but a few players from each team. Let's start with, we'll do the Rangers first, okay? So when I saw the Rangers in the first round, I was a little bit nervous. So for backstory, I predicted the Rangers to go to the Stanley Cup final and actually win the Stanley Cup. They were my prediction this year. When I do the bracket, I like to be a little bit risky. I find it boring to play it safe, so my finalists were Calgary and the Rangers. That's who I thought was going to compete for the Cup. Maybe not who I thought, but who I wanted and also who I thought kind of combined into one. That formed a risk. But when I saw the Rangers play in the first round, I was like, ugh, that was a wrong decision, because in that first 3-4 games, Shesterkin didn't look like he did in the regular season, and if you think that he did, I think you're just factually, I don't even think it's an opinion, I think it's factually wrong. The defensive core of the Rangers didn't look good in the first 3-4 games. I agree with that, okay? But you cannot just blame all the defensive core. You have to hold some accountability on Shesterkin. Some of the goals that he let in, he should have had. It's just a fact. It's not even an opinion. So I was worried about Shesterkin in that series. He turned it around. He played so well at the end of the series. So did the defensive core. But I still have questions about the Rangers. I'm still, like, even after watching that 7-game incredible comeback, by the way, from the Rangers in that series, I'm still a little bit like, ugh. If I had have known how they're going to play in round 1, I likely wouldn't have picked them to go to the finals. So I want to see more responsibility from the Rangers players, specifically on the back end. I think in the last 3 games, there was some big improvements on a lot of places over the ice for the Rangers, but one of the things that I found that they were better at was giveaways. So they had less giveaways, and that wasn't just apparent stats-wise, it was apparent just just watching the game, just visually as well. So I think if they keep that under control, because earlier in the series, specifically Game 1, they had so many giveaways, it was unbelievable. So if they just need to tighten up a little bit, they need to control their game, get back to what they're good at, play defensively. I don't mind them playing a little bit risky. Like they don't have the most incredible forecheck, but they do play a bit of a risky game, high risk, high reward kind of game. So I like to see them, if they want to continue that, that's fine, but also just be defensively responsible at the same time. A couple of players on the team that I'd like to see improve. Shesterkin, maybe, we'll see. Like I said, last 3 games were excellent, but I want to see that roll into the second round. Kaapo Kakko, I'd like to see him shoot the puck more. I would love to see him shoot the puck more, honestly. So more offense from Kaapo Kakko. Who else? Geez, I'm sitting here thinking, who was the other person? I think it was Kreider that I was going to mention. I'd like to see him shoot the puck more. He leads the team in goals, I believe, for the postseason so far. So I think that's kind of confusing as to why I want to see him shoot the puck more. But he's got such a good shot, so underrated shot, that I felt like there were many times in the first round where he should have shot and didn't, and passed it instead, and nothing amounted from it. So I want to see his great shot. I want to see him shoot the puck more. I think New York would have better success if that was the case. Let's just transition over to Carolina real quickly. For a player for me that I want to see improve is Kotkaniemi. Not a lot of offensive success, I guess is the right word. He really didn't contribute offensively that much for the team, or at all, really. I want to see him be more defensively responsible. But the thing that the big change I noticed about Kotkaniemi in this series was that he was more physical, he was more aggressive, and he was more engaged in the play. It just didn't amount to anything. So I think if he's a little bit more patient with the puck, is not afraid to go in and take some chances on net, I think he's going to see some success, because as a Canadiens fan, I know what he can bring to the table, and that is offense. And we've just not seen that from him in this previous series. So I'd like to see more defensive responsibility from Kotkaniemi, more offensive chances, and a little bit of risk. I think Carolina plays such a structured game that it's okay if Kotkaniemi takes a little bit of a risk. And I think if we're comparing the two teams, structure to structure, Carolina's deeper, Carolina plays the better structured game. So it's an interesting matchup. It's going to be exciting hockey. The biggest question mark I have is probably goaltending for Carolina, and not necessarily because I think Antti Raanta isn't up for the challenge. He played amazing. I thought he was great the previous series. But is Anderson going to come back? As I'm filming this, I don't have any information. If there was news released, I didn't read it. I didn't see it. As of right now, I assume that Antti Raanta is starting the series. I'm okay with that. But what if Anderson comes back? Do they switch? Do you ride Antti Raanta to see how well he does and wait until he screws up and then switch? Like, what do you do? So I'm curious to see what happens with the Carolina Hurricanes, but I'll go back to maybe something I said near the beginning of the video. I like to readjust my prediction, I guess. You know, I would redo things if I could, a second chance, if you will. So my prediction is going to be Carolina. I'm going to predict that Carolina is going to win this series in, we'll say, 6 or 7 games. I'd love to see 7 games out of this, regardless of who wins. But I want the Rangers to win. I really want the Rangers to win. I would love it if Carolina won. I would be happy if either of these teams won. Totally honest with you. I like both of these teams. Regardless of what team was on, I'm going to be a happy boy. But I'm rooting for the Rangers because I'm almost obligated to root for the Rangers. My boy, Gerard Gallant, is behind the net. Or behind the net, geez, I hope not. Behind the bench in New York. And he's a PEI boy. I got to cheer for him. I got to root for the Rangers just based on him. And yeah, so I'll be rooting for the Rangers technically, but I'm predicting Carolina. I'm going to switch up my prediction a little bit for my bracket challenge. But like I said, either way, I'm going to be happy with whoever wins this series. I think it's going to be an amazing series. I can't wait to watch both of these teams head to head because I like both of these teams. Like, it's going to be good hockey. I'm not going to be disappointed either way. And that, for me, as a hockey fan, that's the best hockey I can watch, is when I know that regardless of who wins, I'm okay with it. And yeah, I'm excited. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I didn't cover everything. I just wanted to get this be a quick video. I'm doing another quick video for the following Battle of Alberta series coming on later tonight. That video you'll see in a couple of hours, but just a quick video. I just want to get some thoughts out there, basically, in an updated prediction, essentially. We'd love to know what you think about this series. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? What player needs to get better on each team? What do you think? Leave your comments down below in the comments section. Hope you guys are going to enjoy this series. I definitely am. If you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Adios.